Introduction. Monitoring is an essential part of the overall CI/CD picture. To deploy frequently, you need to be able to have confidence that if a deployment breaks something, you will be able to identify the problem and respond quickly to minimize the impact on users. In this activity, you will learn to install and configure Prometheus and Grafana in a Kubernetes cluster, and you will set up some basic Grafana dashboards to give you insight into the performance of the cluster and the applications running in it. Log into the Kubernetes Master node using the Kubernetes Master Public IP. Let's initialize the Helm. Helm is a tool that automates the creation, packaging, configuration, and deployment of Kubernetes applications by combining your configuration files into a single reusable package. Now let's install Prometheus in the Kubernetes cluster. To do this, make sure you have cloned the Kubernetes charts repo. We will be using the following GitHub link that contains the charts that we need. Now let's create a YAML file called prometheus-values.yml using the Vim editor. A tip: use the command set paste, as below, to ensure the pasted text is properly formatted. This ensures there are no errors when you execute the file. Otherwise, it's a painful exercise in finding formatting errors. Now let's use Helm to install Prometheus with prometheus-values.yml. Now let's see which pods are running in this new namespace with the command. A Kubernetes pod is a collection of one or more Linux containers and is the smallest unit of a Kubernetes application. The namespace in this case is called Prometheus. Namespaces are a way to organize clusters into virtual subclusters. They can be helpful when different teams or projects share a Kubernetes cluster. Good. Now let's install Grafana in the Kubernetes cluster. To do this, first we must create a YAML file called grafana-values.yml. Right. Now we are ready to install Grafana using the Helm install command within the Grafana namespace. Whoops! Can you note the mistake I am making? It's not command formatting. It's always a good idea to read the error for a clue. This was a brain freeze moment for me. Have you spotted it yet? Nope. That didn't work. Will I get it right on the third attempt? Ah. I think we have found the issue. We haven't actually given the name Grafana in the command. By the way, Helm 3 no longer uses the name flag. Instead, the release name comes right after the install command. We can see which pods are running in this new namespace with the command kubectl get pods then Grafana. Now we need to deploy a node port service to provide external access to Grafana. To do this, we need to make a YAML file called Grafana extension.yml. Please make note of the ports for later. Now let's deploy the service with the kubectl apply command that will appear on your screen shortly. Now that is done, let's log into the Grafana dashboard using the following credentials that were set earlier. Looking good. The authentication credentials are simply admin and password. In a production environment, however, try using a more secure password. Very sleek, don't you think? Now let's move on to create the monitoring dashboards. To do this, we need to first add a data source for Prometheus, that is the underlying monitoring technology that Grafana utilizes. Copy the link into the URL text box. Hover your mouse over the plus in the left sidebar and click on Import. In the Grafana.com dashboard field, provide the ID 3131. This is one of many available dashboards we can use. This one we will be using in our demonstration just happens to be appropriate for our purposes. Click outside of the field to load information about the dashboard. Choose the option Kubernetes. Oh yes. Very nice. Hover your mouse over the plus in the left sidebar and then click Dashboard. Select the Graph panel. Hover over the panel title and click Edit. In the General tab at the bottom of the screen, set the title to requests per minute. In the Metrics tab, paste in the following query. With that in place, let's load our train schedule app to give our graph some data. Go to the following URL. Refresh the page a few times. Now, navigate back to the Grafana Dashboard tab in your browser. In the top right of the page, click Last 6 hours and change the time selection to Last 5 minutes. Click back to Dashboard in the top right of the page. Next, click Save Dashboard, also in the top right of the page. Name the dashboard Train Schedule Performance and click Save. Name the dashboard Train Schedule Performance and click Save. Congratulations! In this video, we have both installed and configured Prometheus and Grafana in a Kubernetes cluster. We have also set up some basic Grafana dashboards. Until next time. Bye.